Well, today was just another day in corporate America, sitting in meetings, daily meetings, weekly meetings, meetings about other meetings, real Dr. Seuss stuff. At 4:30, a 30-minute sync evolved into a 90-minute congressional hearing because Carolyn from marketing needed to double-click on some low-hanging fruit to ensure the needle was moving synergistically for the stakeholders going forward. Yuck. Yet, while running her mouth like she was running for mayor, Rick and Tanya, the quiet WordPress developers who actually built and maintained the online store that makes money for the company, sit quietly on mute. That's because this meeting wasn't about work. It was theater. But it's not just a meeting problem. People like Carolyn build their AI is going to take people's jobs, but will AI kill this corporate culture that companies have been running on for decades? Thanks for stopping by NPC Overrider, where we challenge mainstream source code to develop independent thought, one user story at a time. Grab a coffee and jiggle your mouse, and let's check out the latest programming. People working hands-on jobs like construction, retail, or food service know the art of looking busy when there's really nothing to do. You sweep a clean floor, you refold clothes, or you clean up around the dumpster area, which is code for having a cigarette. You got time to lean, you got time to clean, said every restaurant manager ever. But for knowledge workers sitting at computers all day, it can be harder to tell who's slacking off versus who's producing. At least by looking at a cube farm or open office plan. Peter Gibbons in Office Space mastered the art of looking busy, admitting to doing only 15 minutes of actual work a week. But performative work impacts those who earn their keep, often dragging already busy people into unnecessary meetings or creating busy work for them. According to Forbes, knowledge workers spend 25% of their time in meetings, and the figure doubles for executives. People also spend about 30% of their day reading and answering emails. Throw in random Teams or Slack chats, fires, and holdups pending clarification for obscure corporate rules. How much time are you left to actually produce value for customers? Managers love to trim the fat and save money when they find redundant positions, and many fear that their jobs are going to be lost to AI. Of course, many will, or at least a portion, eventually. But how will AI impact people like Carolyn? Well, there's four main threats to these workplace actors. There's already tools on the market that track employee behavior, such as productivity, meeting value, sentiment analysis, and profitability ratings for teams and individuals. Consider contribution tracking. Tools like Hatika, GetStats, and GetInspector track and record time and activity to see who is actually creating value. Managers can see overall trends in individual activity to determine who's overwhelmed, underworked, or just plain useless. We're looking at you, Angel. Task-based metrics such as writing and testing code might be easy to follow now, but can you imagine how AI will expand this to other departments? There's meeting scorecards. Platforms like Fireflies produce meeting effectiveness scorecards to determine if meetings are productive or a waste of time. As AI advances, managers will easily separate the loud performers versus the quiet aces. There's sentiment analysis already. Since remote work took off, corporate America lost its manners. Not that they had much to begin with. Now, tools like Lattice and Grammarly use sentiment or tone analysis to summarize and tag communications to determine how messaging comes off to customers. The next time Carolyn cuts off Rick or Tanya to go on another rant during a Zoom call, the AI will take notice. There's profitability reporting. Tools like Productive and Terramind monitor profitability in real time. Managers can see exactly how teams spend their day, such as their ratio of active versus idle time, application use, and their browsing history. Klipfolio Power Metrics offers revenue per employee stats, which determine the profit-driving teams versus those who are taking Peter Gibbons' lead. Once AI masters connecting all these dots, bragging about how great you are is no longer a claim, it's a clickable metric. Which way, corporate man? So will AI kill corporate culture? Will workplace theater become pointless as managers and executives gain granular metrics that determine your worth to the company? It appears so. Some companies have already waged war on the corporate status quo from the top down without AI, using tools we talked about in addition to making changes in the physical world. After 2020, many companies realized that paying for office space was a huge waste of money. Those interested in dressing up in flashy suits to tell each other about how they improved their short game over the summer in the break room suddenly had to find somewhere else to show off. Companies like GitLab already publish contribution graphs to determine top earners versus slackers, and Shopify outright banned meetings on Wednesdays to let people focus on work. Humans make bad decisions, especially those putting on a show, and AI can help with that. Just look at Tom Smikowski from Office Space. They labeled him useless and fired him because he worked as a liaison between the engineering teams and the customers. But the Bobs had it all wrong. Engineers and developers aren't good at talking to customers, and customers aren't good at understanding engineers and developers. Liaisons like Tom act as translators between the two parties, retaining customers and grooming leads. This equals profit. No offense, but allowing introverted and awkward engineers and devs to talk to everyday people would harm business. AI would have proved that. But by having AI take the reins, it's also possible to replace corporate theater with another problem, AI apocalypse. A place where humans aren't humans anymore. We're more like nodes filling in for the small amount of work that AI can't do, like the 2 people working down at the AI McDonald's. There's no small talk or asking about how your Alaskan cruise went. That's all been deemed non-productive discussions that lower your workplace credit score. If executives at the helm of these tools infuse ideological metrics, things could get really ugly. It all depends on how we program these tools and how they're maintained. But for better or for worse, it looks like AI is about to close the curtain on corporate theater. Well, that's going to do it for this version of NPC Overrider. I'm your lead engineer, Greg. All references are available in the release notes. If you want to help save the NPCs, please set the like button to true and open up a ticket in the comments section if you have any feedback or an idea for a future release. But for now, we're going to grab a beer. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good one.